Hello everyone, this is Mr. Ubaid, and today I came to you with the new classes for the aspirants of Footwear Computer Aided Designs. In this class I will tell you some important measuring points of the footwear design and its formulas. So first of all, you can see into the screen that there is some important points and name has been mentioned into the main forms. You can see that this is the VP, full form is WAM point, IP for Instep point, BHP back height point, counterpoint, seat point and ball points. These points plays a very important role while you are going to design your footwear or any styles. So first of all, you must have to measure the designing. Means the first priority of the design is the fitting. Fitting plays the most important role. Without fitting, all the designs, all styles is failed. So first of all, you must have to know the fitting criteria of the footwear designs. For that purpose, I will show you. First of all, you must know about the standard last length. If you are going to design any specific sizes footwears, so first of all you have to calculate the standard last length. On the basis of this last length, you can calculate the distance between WAM point and Instep point, and the back height point and the counter point. So all these distance you can measure on the basis of the standard last length. So you can see that we have already done calculation of my 8 size for the slip-on shoe design. So for that, what we have to do, a standard last length is equal to bracket 13 plus size. Whatever size you want to design, you have to put that size, and in bracket close into 1/3 plus 4 inches. And then you can see that 11 inches in the inch, 11 inches is the last length of the 8 size standard last. And if you want convert it into the mm, so you have to multiply it by 25.4 mm. Then you can see that 270.4 mm is the last length of my specified design last. On the basis of this length only, we have to be able to calculate the Instep point. Instep point we have calculated. Last length divided by 4 is equal to 69.85. If you will round figure it, the 70 mm will be your distance between WAM point and Instep point. And then you have to calculate the counterpoint. Counterpoint is very important point. If you will do any mistake, then your fitting will be wrong. So for that you have to consider it very carefully. So counterpoint is equal to 1.1/5 into standard last length, 279.4. By this we can see that 55.88 mm has been calculated. Now if you will round figure it, then it will convert into 56 mm. Back height will be 6 mm above the counterpoint. So by this we have calculated our these, and now you come to the next point, how we can develop the standards for the slip-on shoes. So first of all, we have to allow the lasting allowances in our mean form. For that we will have to select the feather edge, and we will have to go to the parallel icon and left click and select the distance between these 2 points. We are selecting the 18 mm lasting allowance for the slip-on shoes. Now we have to select the center front line, and then we have to increase to match the lasting allowance length. You zoom out it, and then you can increase and adjust it, and then OK. Similarly we have to increase the center back line by selecting it, and then breakpoint select and drag and drop it. Now you go to the fit screen. Now we have inserted the lasting allowances in our mean form. Now we have to draw a very important line, that is the IP Instep point line should be parallel to the WAM point. You have to select the trade line, and we have to go to the parallel, and distance between the WAM point and Instep point we have already calculated, that is the 70 mm, and then OK. Now you left click over there, and you go to the parallel line and 70 mm, and then left click over here, and then this parallel form we have to convert into the original line to make it any changing. For that we have to go to the design menu, and we have to select the exchange GPs. Left click over here and select the line, and then yes, and again select the parallel baseline. Now you can see that this line has been converted into changeable GP. Now we can change the position of this line by selecting the breakpoint and then OK. Now we can see that we have drawn the IP. So for the tongue design, tongue should be 10 mm minimum beyond the IP line. So we have to select the left click by selecting, and then we have to select the distance between two parallel line is the 10 mm, and then OK. Now we have drawn this line also. Now very important line also we have to draw. We have to go to the draw and select the new line and left click, and you have to match it up to the back height point. Now very important point is that we have to draw the toe vamp toe cap. So with the toe cap is we have to draft with the variable shapes. So we will go to, first of all we have to select the vamp thread line, left click over there and take the parallel line. Should be distance between 20 to 25, so we have to select 25 and then OK. Now you go to the new spline, left click over there, and then you have to draw your design. Left click over there and then left click, and then you come to this point and left click. If you want to give further shape, any variation in this, you have to left click over there and select the breakpoint, and then we can do further changes in this spline. If you are satisfied, if you are comfortable with your line, then you can go further process. Now we have drafted this toe cap portions. Now again we have to go to the next point. First of all we will go to the design menu and we will select this split GP, and at this point we have to split GP and then OK. Now again we have to left click over here, and then we have to go to the variable parallel line and select the breakpoint, and then drag and drop it up to 24 or 25 mm. Again we have to select the next breakpoint and we have to drag and drop it up to 40 mm, and then OK. Now we have to translate this information by selecting this translate icon, left click, and then we have translated it. Now we have to draw the top opening of the slip-on footwear by going to the draw menu and select the new spline and left click over here, and you have to drag and like this you have to draw it this and match it up to the back height point and then confirm it. Now again we have to draw another line. You have to go to the new spline and you have to come over here and left and going by selection. If the wrong selection is there, right click, and then by right click you can go back, and like this we have to select it, left click over here and then come to the bottom and then confirm this line. For the further changes in this line you have to go OK, and after that come to the same line and select this line and select the breakpoint, and then you can do changing in this. Further variations we can do with this selection breakpoint. Select the breakpoint and you come to the down and then OK. If you are comfortable with your variations, and then you go to the OK. First you select the breakpoint and then OK. Now we have to come to the we have to draw the counter lines. For that we have to go to the new spline and select from the back height point. You have to go to the back height point and by selection line and left click, drag and drop and drop, and then okay. Now you have to drag and drop. If you want to further any change in this line, you have to select this line, and then we can do the variation in the shape of this line, and then okay. Now we can see that mostly designs has completed. So first of all, we have to remove the unwanted lines. So this is unwanted line. Now we don't need this line. We have to remove it by deleting. Delete this line also we don't want. First of all, we have to convert it into the GP. We have to go to the design and exchange GP and left click this one, and again select this one. Now it has been converted into the changeable line. So select this and delete it. Now you can see that this also is unwanted line. We have to delete it. So all the unnecessary line, whatever not required into the final pattern, so we will have to remove it. Now you can see that now this is the upper standards has been. Now we have to draw the elastic pattern in the standards. For that we have to come over here and draw a line, and then okay. Now we have to make some split in this pattern. We have to go to the split GP, and then we have to select this and this also, and then okay. Now again come to this line, left click over here, go to the parallel, and we have to reduce this by 5 mm, 6 mm, like this. Now elastic pattern, side elastic pattern has been generated. Now you can see that the slip-on standards of the slip-on shoes has been completely drafted. In the next class I will tell you slip-on standard. So this is your slip-on standard. In the next class I will tell you about the editing some important points into the standards, as like a folding allowance, underlay allowance, and then how to develop the final patterns of the slip-on shoes. In the next class I will come to you with these topics. Thank you.